So you finally build up the courage to start a sex ed conversation, and your child hits you with, oh, stop, or the classic, Mum, that's so gross. And now you're wondering as you've completely stuffed it up. Maybe you gave them too much information. Maybe you're too serious or too awkward or too parenty. Maybe they stormed off, rolled their eyes, or swore to never speak to you again. If that ever happened to you, welcome. You're in very good company. In today's episode, we're talking about what to do when sex ed doesn't quite go to plan. Because real life conversations with tweens, they're messy, they're unpredictable, and they're not always smooth sailing. I'll walk you through the most common oh no moments, like giving too much information, triggering shutdowns, or getting that dramatic eye roll, and how to gently recover from them. Because even when things go sideways, it doesn't mean you failed, it just means you're human. And if you've ever wished for a big, shiny do over button, stick around, because at the end of this episode, I'll share a 1 minute challenge that'll help you reset and keep that door open. What if talking to your tween about sex didn't make you want to run for the hills? On Sex Ed for Tween Parents, we ditch the awkward and keep it real with chats that actually work. I'm Cath Hakanson, sex educator, mum, and your guide to handling all the tricky stuff without cringing or making it weird. So, what to do when sex ed goes off the rails? So, let's be honest, sometimes the talk becomes the awkward silence, or the argument, or the spread out of the room. So, here's how to handle those real life moments and gently steer things back on track. So, what if they roll their eyes or walk away? Yep, it happens. And usually it means this feels awkward, not I don't care. Research tells us that they're still listening, even if they pretend not to be. Now, the win here is that they know you're open to talking, and that door's still there. It's open, even if they didn't walk through it this time. Now, what if they look mortified? Some tweens are just hitting that age where everything we say feels cringy. Others might be carrying some shame or confusion from things they've heard elsewhere. And what you can do is try this. You can say, I can see this feels a little bit awkward. That's okay. Lots of kids feel like that at first. I felt like that when my parents talked to me. Or you can use some gentle humor, like, great. Would sometimes giggle and laugh with my son and say, that sounds really gross, doesn't it? But one day you might like doing that. So it's okay to giggle. Humor often diffuses tension. So remember that one. Now, what you can also do is try to talk while you're doing something else. So when you're cooking, walking, or driving as well. And that can just help with some of that awkwardness. And here's a bonus tip. Give them a heads up next time. Pre-warn them that, hey, I want to chat about puberty on the weekend, just letting you know. And then that way it feels less like a surprise or an ambush. Now, what if they say, I already know that? And maybe they do, but maybe they don't. Either way, doesn't matter. But what you can say is, oh, cool, you do. Want to tell me what you've heard? And let them share or more gently offer a little bit more information or a different perspective. And even if they brush you off now, you've still planted that seed that, they can come back to you and that you can return to as well. Now, what if they don't want to talk at all? What if you get the shrug, the silence, the can we not do this right now response? Totally normal and typical. Just keep it short, casual, and low pressure. And try again another time in another way. Different setting, TV moment, a book, car ride, little moments repeated time and time again. And those little moments and those little conversations or statements are what makes this work. Now, another concern I hear from parents is what if younger siblings are always around? And yeah, it can sometimes make things trickier, but not impossible. Some kids don't care if a younger sibling's hanging around. But some kids, like if you're reading a book about puberty, they might want to do that in a place that's more private. So here's some things that you can try. Bedtime chats. You can get your tween to help with dinner or a job outside while you're having a conversation. find them something else to do, or let the younger one watch a show, or put a movie on with some popcorn for them while you grab a sneaky moment with an older sibling. And if the little one is around, don't stress too much. Most of the time, they're not even paying attention to what you're doing unless it's actually about them. Now, what if your tween isn't into reading? Not all kids like books, and that's okay because what we want to do is try to throw resources and help them learn in a way that works for them. So there's a lot of graphic novels and comics that are out now that are more visual. There's also videos as well that talk about a lot of this stuff as well. And sometimes even just reading it together, even if they pretend that they're not listening, is still enough. Because remember, it's letting them know that you're okay talking about this stuff. What you can also do is just summarize the main bits for them in it casually. The goal's about exposure. It's not about getting it perfect. Now, what if they give you nothing back? What if you get it's talking to a brick wall, no reaction, no questions, just hearing crickets? It might mean they're embarrassed, they might be tired, might not be ready, or they're just thinking it through still. So don't overdo it. Leave some space and come back to it later with a different approach. Now, what if your child just isn't a talker? Some kids are naturally quiet. Doesn't mean that they're not listening. So here's some things you can try. Talking side by side. So you might be driving, you might be doing some gardening or folding some washing, but talking where you're not having that direct eye-to-eye contact. You might choose a time when they're most relaxed or more open to talking. I used to bribe my kids to walk to the supermarket with me. I'd sweeten it with an ice cream or something, or let them pick what we were going to have for dessert or dinner. And that was a time that they were often open to talking. You can also reflect on your own tone, like, could you have been a little bit more casual or less info heavy? So a bit of reflection as well can sometimes help. But the big message here is just keep showing up, keep it gentle and keep it ongoing. It's a long game, not a one and done chat. Now, some final thoughts. Real life sex ed, it's not Pinterest perfect. It's awkward sometimes. It includes eye rolls, and it doesn't always end up with a neat little, thanks, Mum. But you know what matters? You're doing it, and that's what counts. So when the moment goes off the rails, take a deep breath, say something small, keep the door open, and that's all you can really do. Now, in a minute, I'm going to give you a 1-minute challenge that will help you do exactly that. Now, if you ever thought, well, that didn't go well, or did I say too much, or they're never going to talk to me again, you're not alone. You haven't ruined anything. You're showing up, and that's what matters. And if you'd like some help making these conversations a little less awkward, I've got something for you. It's 5 cringe-free strategies to naturally start sex ed conversations. It's a free resource, and inside it, you'll find 5 realistic, practical ways to start, prompts that you can use at any time, even after an eye roll, and support to help you feel ready, even if your child or you don't feel ready. And that what's important is to remember that it's not about saying everything right. It's about helping your child know that they can come to you. And if you're stuck on what to say, remember there's lots and lots of resources over in the sex ed shop to help you. Now, where do you get this cringe-free strategy resource? Go to cringefreestrategies.com or click the link below and you'll be able to grab it there. Now, I promised you a 1-minute challenge. Saying something simple like, hey, I know I might have come on a bit strong before. I just wanted you to know you can always ask me anything. Or you might say, I know we haven't talked about puberty much before, but I just want you to know that you can ask me questions about puberty. And that's it. Just one gentle sentence. You don't need a big chat or a perfect moment. It's just a quiet reminder that you're here, because even if they weren't ready that first time, they'll remember that you were open and that you were happy to talk about it. And that moment, that's how the door stays open for next time. Now, thanks for being here with me on Sex Ed for Tween Parents. If today's episode helped you feel a little bit more confident or a little bit less awkward, I'd love it if you could leave a review. Helps other parents find the podcast and helps them with having these conversations with their own kids and to feel less alone as well. And please don't forget your free guide is waiting. 5 cringe-free strategies to naturally start sex ed conversations. You can find the link below or at cringefreestrategies.com. Seriously, I have to give these things shorter links and titles. And good luck with your conversations and with handling conversations when they go in a way that you least expect. I'm watching your back for you.